That doesn't look right, does it? Hello all. I think that looked fine. Okay, yeah, it's just me. I changed the image. I thought the image wasn't aligned right, but it looks fine. Happy July. Happy summer image background. Welcome to everyone who's here. Welcome replay viewers. Hope everyone's doing well today. It's Thursday. Thursday on a weird week, short-ish kind of week, shorter for some than others. Was off Tuesday for work, but it worked Monday, worked Wednesday. So, today, yesterday felt like a Monday again. Today feels more like a Wednesday-ish. But even then, I was off half day today because I had that appliance delivery going on. And then tomorrow is Friday, feels like Friday. But I hope everyone has had a good 4th and had a good time last weekend up to the 4th, had a good time off. Things going fine with me. Work is going fine. The same aspect of trying to finish up what I'm working on. I feel like I almost get it done, and I almost get it done, and I think I'm just about there. So doing fine there. I've got some time to myself. Wife's away at a horse show. So I've got some time tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday I'll head out there to watch her compete. And then Sunday free time will be for stuff around here, laundry, catch up, things like that. So we'll do a little coding tonight. I've got some old personal projects. I'm trying to upgrade my couple of websites to get them off of old Microsoft technology onto newer stuff, so I can do then newer, better things thereafter. And I've had it on my goals, and that was the one thing I wanted to do first, but I started a little later, so I'll do that maybe tomorrow night. Is go through my goals for the year for my home goals and my kind of personal goals. But this is one of the goals: getting this project done, particularly getting it out the door, and then moving on to the next things. So we'll just kind of hang out and do a little bit of this tonight. Happy to have you hang and chill with me, of course. We'll see how long the chill playlist works here on Pretzel Rocks. Yeah, it's not annoying me yet, but we may switch over to YouTube at some point just to get some variety. So the project that I've been working on, I've going back years and years back before iPhones. From a money management standpoint, I used Quicken on PC, hand typing everything in like a check register. And then with the advent of the internet, there were some things on the phone where you could kind of type them in on your phone at the point of sale. It kind of worked, but then you had to pay money for it, and I didn't want to pay money for it. So I made my own website. Hey Hazel, how are you? Welcome in. Doing some coding tonight. I'm just kind of hanging out. So wrote my own website for it then. I've upgraded it a little bit over time, but really kind of just did the bare minimum to get me the functionality I needed. And of course, that was still like 15 years ago. And now it's old again. And I've got to do some upgrading. So this is a new back end, new front end to some of the money management, where it's still the same idea. It's still like at the point of sale, I want to pull up something on my phone. I'm at Stewart's, I want to type in the Stewart's transaction right away, $387, save, and have it go right in, and not have a wad of receipts in my wallet that I have to type in later. Ooh, very nice. Awesome. Okay, so let me switch screens. Let's go big cam right, I think. We'll try that first. If people want to see more, I think I can go a little bigger with it, but I think that'll be fine. So let me get the back end started up, and I will get the front end started up. I'm gonna kind of show where I've left off with things. I'm kind of near the end of MVP. I'm near the end of my minimum product, my minimum that I want to go live with at the beginning. So I'm just trying to finish up the last things so that I can then get it starting to be replaced, and then I'll take a piece away of the old, turn a piece on in the new, and one by one move it over. This we found at a store called Christmas Tree Shops. They had, if I can get the line of the camera right, it's Shirley Temple. They had bottled Shirley Temple. The one grocery store, ShopRite, has had the same brand with root beer and cream soda. So it's a cane sugar Shirley Temple. So we got a 4-pack of that. Figure I'll enjoy it tonight. It's not bad. A little bit too sweet, but I haven't been drinking soda that much. when I have, it's been Diet Coke usually still, but even then, like once a month, twice a month tops. So I'm not surprised that soda, when I have it, it's just tasting a little too sweet. Alrighty. How are you today, Hazel? And how was your 4th? Okay, so the back end should be up and running. Yes, it is. The front end I will launch. There should have been a window open. Yep, so here's the back end window. We'll slide that over here. Oh, now I see that my green screen is not perfect. So let's just go like this. I don't think I've ever, well, not ever, but I don't use this one too often. Not like that. Nope, not like that. That one. Where's the crop? Alt? There we go. We just go like that. That'll be fine. All right, we'll get the front end loaded up. Okay, so this is the kind of interface for me looking at the back end, making sure what the front end talks to can kind of do the things in the back end. This, as you can kind of tell, this is all kind of basic. This is all kind of template stuff. The only thing I'm working on is this page right here, and this is me basically going to my bank website, downloading, and then saying, all right, now system, tell me if I got everything from the bank, and if not, let me add it. I was okay, you worked, then went with your parents to look at the fireworks. Excellent. Didn't really do much of anything special on the 4th. Went out to breakfast with my wife. Went to the gym, went out to breakfast. Went to a store or two for shopping. Came home, rested for a little bit, went in the pool, went out to dinner, ice cream. So it was fine. Kind of a nice, evenly paced sort of day. On Sunday, we had a family 4th of July-ish graduation party combination for my wife's niece. So that was a nice time on Sunday. I had a bunch of her family together there. We got a couple fireworks, but it was raining. It rained early in the day Sunday. Rained some portion of the day Monday, I forget which. Rained Tuesday morning, but then stopped, and Tuesday evening, but then stopped. And so the one firework that was called Tie-Dye Surprise, we did kick that off. But that was about it. Okay, so this is downloading from the bank and loading it into the system and letting it tell me, oh, this one matches, oh, this one was missing, make sure you put that in, kind of thing. So, as I recall, I left off. Okay, yes. So, you browse, you can choose your file. I've got a test file here with some test data in it. Kind of old, real data, but like quite old. You upload it, and then it starts to match stuff up. And as you go through, if it finds matches, which a lot of them don't have matches, some of these should match. It's supposed to show it down here. So what's going on then? Look at the logs. These logs? No, that's my bot's logs. We'll move them over there. And the other part of the bot. Output. Nope. So it's interesting. I guess I need a console. Give me the console so I can look at what it's trying to do. Console. No errors. Oh, did I choose the wrong account? I feel like I've done this before. If I go to the network tab and it tries to find a match, it's looking back. Oh, I wonder if too much time has passed. Sounds good, Hazel. I appreciate it. So what it's doing is as it pulled in all these things from the bank, it's looking to try to figure out in the last 30 days, do I find this? Because it doesn't go back forever. And I think too much time has passed, so it's not within 30 days anymore. And I guess I got two options. I can either temporarily move back the 30 days so it's further back, or I could take all the test data and move it forward. Let me see what I have in here for test data. And actually, let's close this one up because I don't need that one. I can cancel, get rid of all of you. Thank you. New query. Yes. Select top. Dev. Tar from money.transaction T. Order by trans date descending. All right, so what are, I'm just looking in my local test database. That's right, isn't it? To have it tell me what the latest dated transaction is in there, because to confirm that my suspicion is correct. Where am I going? I'm going here. Yeah, money.transaction T in that database. Top them star from transaction. Spelling counts. 611. So some of them could match. And it looks like I did screw up and I had account 1 and account 8. So I did have the data in the wrong place and then moved it. And I wanted it in account ID 1, but this is looking at account ID 8, but either way it's fine. The top one on the list and the data's in there. So if I go back a little bit, find one of these that's supposed to match. The 1162 is supposed to match here, but that one is exactly 30 days old. So it might be easier just to move things, just to move the dates. Let's see. How much test data had I created? Very little. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I saw your ribbons as you saw me replied. How's the heat holding out there? All right, so I'm going to move this test data forward. So if I say where the trans date is greater than or equal to 6/1/2023. Figured I'd do some of my money project coding on stream so that I could actually get it done, because I don't work on it often enough. Alright, so let's just take these and let's move it out not quite a month. It needs to be within 30 days, so just like 10 days. That would bring that up to June 10th. 10 days would be enough. But I guess it's not going to match up.
Hello there.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. I'm just trying to think, because then it wouldn't perfectly match up with the other things I'm downloading either. That could be a different problem, but I guess we'll take one problem at a time. Begin tran, roll back tran for safety, update. What'd you see today, Sarah? We're gonna update. Call that T, and we're going to set the transaction date equal to the, what is it? Date add days 10 to the transaction date, right? You're going to get a drink, and outside your sliding door, there was a deer 5 feet away. Now, so do you get deer often? That's certainly very cool. I agree. I think the closest deer we've seen at the house, we've got the deck, the pool, then we've got kind of like a line of greenery at the property line. And then there's kind of open town space behind us, and we've seen some deer back in there. But I've never seen any like where we've caught them in the yard itself. And maybe just because there's too much border, like it's too not open for them to feel like they can just walk right through. Was eating grass and just sitting there. Or you were just sitting there watching it. Nice. Deer, rabbits, and a raccoon in your yard. We get a lot of rabbits. And we got to watch with the dogs when we let them out, because both dogs will go try to chase them. The one dog actually went off beyond the fence line, because the electric fence collar got a little too loose. He went over the fence line following where it had gone. But usually, about this time, maybe an hour before this, dinner time-ish, is when the rabbits come out a lot, and you got 2, 3, 4 of them in the yard at a time, eating on the weeds and the overgrowth. All right, so let us try this. All right, so that goes us from from June 11th to June 21st. That is what I want. Let's make that effective. Oh, not like that. Effective so that it's live. Now, if I come back here, because it live hit checks every time, now it's starting to pull them up again because it sees that it has a match. After I wave to it, oh, you very lightly tapped the glass with your nails, and then it just looked at you, and you waved and turned and moved to the back of the yard. At my wife's grandmother's house, 5 minutes away from here, there was one time several months ago where we pulled in the driveway and we had the headlights shining towards through past the house to the back, and it was maybe like 20 feet. Well, no, how many people heights? Maybe like 30, 40 feet to the back where the tree line was, but there were like 4 or 5 deer just hanging out back there. And we walked up. My wife particularly walked a little closer, and they just weren't moving. They were just standing there for a while. It turned back and looked at you a few more times. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so the whole idea here is it's showing up. We get to choose which one is the matching one. If I just choose one, what it's supposed to do live is it's going to mark it and move on. So if I go back to it, it says, oh, you used this one. This is the match. You can undo it to go back again. And each time I use this one, it's supposed to live update and set that I now have the match. And that's the piece where I left off, going to set the match. Because the idea is if I get 10 through the 39 that are here right now, and then I stop, and I come back later, I have 2 options. I can continue from where I left off, or I can reload from the bank again. And either way, everything I've done so far should be live and effective. So that's the part we want to put in. Now, I did add it. If I go look at my back end, in the transaction controller. Maybe I didn't add it to the controller. I thought I added the service club methods, services. So in the transaction service, or did I not do any of it? I thought I had done the work to go and be able to save at the back end. Maybe I only did the repository? Transaction repository. Here it is, yeah. So mark it as reconciled, and you could also call it a different way to unmark it as reconciled to take it off. Okay, so I just have the database work done, so I gotta have the front end, or not the front end, but I've got to make it so the front end can call it in the transaction controller, and then pass that down to the service, and then call the repository that we already have. Okay. I guess let me just keep going bottom up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got this marking it as reconciled. I want to be able to call that in the service method. Excuse me. So we're going to go to transaction service. We're going to add a new function here. And what does it need to return to the front end ultimately? Really just that it was successful. So it would just be a status code. And so this would be a void because it's going to be an exception here that signals non-success back out. So we'll call it here, mark it as reconciled as well. Reconciled. And what are the parameters I have here? Instance ID, transaction ID, vendor. Now, I was doing some different things. Now, I feel like I did this. I think I did do this because I don't need it in 2 services because it's kind of doing work in 2 places. It's taking the bank transaction saying you have a match and this is the number of your match, and then you've got the actual transaction and it points back to the bank, so they kind of point both directions, so they both have to get updated. You haven't streamed in almost a year and a half, but you gained 3 followers just this week. Interesting how the timing just happens that way. Although I've certainly done it. There have been people where if you're in a stream and you got some other people that you're talking, and maybe like from other discords or whatever, and you just like the vibe of a person, but they're not the streamer, they're just someone in the community. I've certainly followed people that way too. All right. So if I look at the bank import service, we checked again and now it's 6. Interesting. I mean, if it's low numbers like that, I wouldn't think it's bots or anything like that. But you never know. That's right, yes, because here it is. No, here's not it. Scrolling. Yes, here it is. So that's right. Set the matching transaction, unset the matching transaction. So I did do it there. So is it in the bank import controller, or did I not get as far as the controller? No, I don't think I got as far as the controller. I think that's what it was. I did the service methods, I did testing, but I didn't do controllers yet. All right, and so if it's in the bank import service, for consistency, I should put it here in the bank import controller. All right, so again, same topic. We go to the bank import service. What are its parameters? So we got setting and unsetting. Both of them need an instance ID. Both of them need a row ID. And if you're setting, you need the matching transaction ID, otherwise you don't, because that's what's being cleared out. So is this 2 controller methods as I lean off the screen? Is it 2 controller methods or is it 1? Feels like it's 1 with an optional parameter. Okay. So we're gonna go here. Yeah, no, that's transaction controller. Bank import controller. So this is going to be an HTTP put because we're updating data. The route, because naming is important. It's going to be /instance ID /controller name. And the controller name is going to be bank import. So API 1 bank import. I guess just reconciled / and then it'll be the matching tran ID as the optional parameter, which I guess I just do it like that. I think public action result mark as reconciled. Instance ID. Instance ID, what is it? You need a row ID too, right? Instance ID, row ID? Yeah, row ID. So row ID has to be in here as well too. So I guess that would be row ID reconciled. Reconciled or reconcile? Naming is important. About one out of 3 of your followers. One out of 3 or 1/3? I'm guessing you mean 1/3 of your followers you gained after your last stream. That's interesting. Alright, let's try it like that. So we got an instance ID, we have a row ID, and then we have an optional integer matching transaction. Tran or trans? What am I calling it? Matching tran ID. Okay. Alright, and we're going to... I don't really have any exception handling yet. Let's actually do some this time. Catch exception. I mean, I think it would do some, but this one will kind of clean it up a little bit. Return. Okay, is it what? An okay result. What other kind of results are there? There's like a server error result, I think. Error result. Or I suppose I could just search it. Google is my friend. 5 more seconds. Result, no content. I can do status code result, that'll work. And so what does it need in the status code result? I have no parameters. Cannot be used like a method. Okay, so that's a little different. Okay, let's look it up. I need a browser window. I guess this one will be fine. So we need action result for 500 error. I want some body with it too, but it looks like it's just status code. Status code returns a status code result, and it's got 2 options. So I can do a 500, and this is value to set to the object result. We'll just say ex.message, and we'll see what it does if I have any exceptions. Okay. So, then in the meantime, to do what we actually wanted to do, we're going to call, excuse me, bank import service. I got to add it to the interface. Is it in the interface? It doesn't look like it's in the interface. Well, where am I going? Here, bank import service. Yeah, they're not in there. So I need the set matching transaction. And the unset matching transaction. Oh, I muted stuff, didn't I? Or I paused it. There we go. Alright. So those are in the interface. Then we come back to here. Here? No. Here. Bank import service. Right. So I want to, if matching tran ID has value, then we're going to set the matching transaction using instance ID, row ID, and the matching tran ID. Otherwise, we're going to unset the matching transaction with just instance ID and row ID. Okay, which am I doing? Lowercase or uppercase for the I? Uppercase is my convention. ID, ID, ID. Okay. So, those will run. Yes, and if it has a value, I need to do dot value there. Okay. And assuming no exception, then this will just return okay. It's a put, so if it's successful, yeah, just return okay. All right. Build it. Yeah, I guess stop it for now. Okay. So that being the case, let's restart. All right, that stops that one browser window each time, doesn't it? Which is fine. So that's the back end window. Let's start up another window for front end. And we'll do localhost 4200. So there's my front end. One on the one side. Where'd you go? And one on the other side. All right, and there's my new put. So let's test this a little bit. Yes, let's test it. I think take this and we'll put you on the other side too. So I want to also take a look at select star from money.bank import where account ID is 8. Yeah, that should be everything, right? Yeah, 6/6/2023, so these are the new ones here. Okay. And if I kind of narrow this down to and account ID equals 8 and the amount is 1162 for that one transaction. I'm just going to test first. The amount here as well. Yes, it is. Okay. So we've got 2 transactions entered into the system on the top, 1 from the bank on the bottom. And so if I come here and I say instance 1, I'm updating row ID 600 and it's matching, nope, not 8. Where's the transaction ID? Oh no, it's row ID 4. Got it. Row ID 4 is matching tran ID 600. Execute. We got a 400. One or more validation. The value row ID is not valid. Okay. Now the fun part of trying to figure out. Oh, I see. So let's stop it. That also needs the capital I. Do it again. We'll do it again. Instance ID 1, row ID 4, 600, correct? Since it came up on the right side this time, we'll leave it on the right side. 1, 4, 600, execute. Sequence contains more than one element. So I have more. Oh, is it by account ID? Like account 8, row 4. I have it just get me the 1 of row 4. So if I come here, I guess let it throw the error. And it says the response is 500, and it just says sequence contains more than one element, which is what I told it to do. Fine. All right, now, so if I double check here, show me the bank transactions all the way everywhere where row ID equals 4. I get lots because every account that I've ever downloaded has a row of 4 because it's not universal, it's just per account. Okay. So here from a get bank tran ID, I'm going to need the account number passed in too. Account ID and the row ID. Then we'll have to see where this breaks. Tran dot account ID is equal to lowercase a account ID. And row ID is row ID. Okay. So now, what breaks because I make this change? Yep, so now the interface has changed. Let's change the interface. That one. Okay, what next? Those are, no. Okay. So then the service is calling it here. Yes, okay. So these, for the same reason, these now also need account ID being passed in. If for no other reason, then I can pass account ID there. And the same thing for the unset. All right. And so now those interfaces have changed. So I go to bank import service interface, and we add the account ID here as well. Would I be able to help you whenever I can? Yeah, sure. You're overthinking a shape. Yeah, so tell me more. Like, or even like if you want to post in the Discord, I can take a look on my other screen and give you some input. All right, and account ID here as well. Build again. So we got some test failures, which I'll get to. All right, so now here, so it's going to be, okay, API 1, bank import. So I guess I should do like account / account ID row ID reconciled tran ID, matching tran ID. Kind of longer, but I suppose it makes sense. And account ID. Pass in the account ID. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I see this shape you're looking for. So more of that kind of like interstate sign kind of shape. Is that what you're thinking of? Like a road sign? All right, so that looks good. So now I got to tweak the tests. Error list here. I have an account ID, so I need to do get bank tran account ID row ID. You're not dumb, Hazel. So I guess is a road sign. Yes, you want a road sign kind of thing. Do you want like an actual road sign shape, or something that just looks kind of like it? Because that, you know, and I guess, so maybe as inspiration, if you look on Google Images or somewhere for different road sign shapes by state, like New York has, just as an example, because New York is a little more unique. I guess let's just go over to one of these windows that's already over here. New York route sign. So New York's route sign is like this. So it comes from the Excelsior shield, that's the state symbol. So would it be this one? The one you're about to send, let's see. Yeah, so some of those work, like the first row, kind of either the third, any of the three from the right, I would say have that kind of shape. There are different variations of it. The bottom row, they look more like shields, not like road signs. But the top row, right three, any of those I think would count. Because you see, like this as a road sign, yes, it kind of comes from a shield, but it has that sort of look that looks like a road sign to me. If we look at like New Hampshire also has a unique one, but like not quite what you're looking for. But New Hampshire route sign. It's got that face from Mount Washington. I think it's Mount Washington. It's called as part of their sign. So something there where it's a little more unique. California, if I recall, is a little different as well, where it's kind of inverted, upside down, but it's got a little more kind of sculpty shape compared to something like New Jersey and I think Vermont as well, where it's just your standard circle. Nothing too interesting there. Ohio has one where it's kind of like the Ohio state shape to some extent. So you can kind of play around with some different states too to see if there's an estate that has a shape that you like. And of course you've got like the actual U.S. route sign. You know, you could always do classic standard. I don't think there's any trademark from the U.S. government on that shape for the route sign. And this one looks like it even has a whole bunch of different ones. You got a diamond shape. Nevada has their state shape in there, it looks like. Massachusetts, you got the black background, and then Massachusetts and some other ones have it where you just have like the black outline and that's it. We make that one a little larger. Oh, it even shows kind of by state. Pennsylvania has their kind of keystone state symbol there. I've never really looked at the ones from other states before. Most of them are black and white, but some have some color, which is interesting. Yeah, Florida has kind of the state outline in theirs. But yeah, I think some of the ones that you had in that first row, I think it's that kind of idea, maybe a slightly different shape. I think might be good. All right, so I'm finishing up alterations to tests. So that one had an issue. And this one needs an account ID here. What was the one from 40? So this is the US route. So these are all state routes, and this is a US route, but not an interstate. So something like Route 66, you know, going from like Missouri down to California, Route 66 is a US route. Okay, and what's left? Nothing's left, that's it. Alright, so now run that again. Oh, why did you not run? Or did I not stop it? No. Weird.
Hello there.
Hi, cutie. How are you? Oh, I know what's right. Why it's not starting. It's not starting in the right project. There we go. We're doing some coding tonight. Thank you. Thank you. I just went to the sports clips on Saturday. My wife and I were running around before the rain came, and it's always the same instructions. It's 4 on the side, taper the back, and just enough on the top where you can kind of barely get your fingers on it, so my wife can't pull my hair because that's when I know it gets too long. So they're always like, "Is that short enough? Is that short enough?" I'm like, "No, keep going, keep going, keep it shorter." All right, so yes, so I can start it now. It is started. It is running. So let's try this again. We can close some of these now and come back to here. And we're going to import. Actually, no, we're not even there yet. We're still just testing the back end. Let's see if these changes I made work. So it's going to be account 8, right? Yes, account 8, 1160. No, that's not the right one. This one. Instance 1, account 8, row ID 4. You're going to be mostly lurking for a bit, checking out some stuff. Excellent. I appreciate it, Sarah. Matching Tran is 600, correct? I haven't done coding that often, but I figured I got a couple of days. My wife's at a horse show, so I got a couple free nights. So I wanted to do it tonight because this is, like I was telling the stream earlier, this is an old project that's got some old code from like 10, 15 years ago, old technologies that are kind of not the thing to do anymore, and who knows how long Microsoft's going to keep them around. So I'm trying to do it the new way. It kind of sets me up better for the future. So I kind of want to do more of this when I have time. I'll do some gaming, but I got a goal to get this done, and why not just do it on stream while I'm doing it? So this is a money website. It's basically like my online check register, where ideally, like if I'm at the the store and I get the grocery receipt, I immediately put the grocery receipt in and then throw the receipt out because it's in my system now. And this, what I'm working on is when I download from the bank to match the two up, can it find the matches? Which makes you do things like folding clothes. I remember. Alright, so we do that, we execute, and we don't have any errors. It says 200. So now we look. And so on the, let's actually do it, put these in the opposite order, because that makes more sense to look at. So this is the view of the database. The first one says that bank import has a matching transaction of 600. Match code I'm not really using anymore in this new design, so I'm just leaving it there. And now here 600 says that it's reconciled and the matching transaction is this one. So that worked out fine. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. And now if I want to unset it, because I'm going back and I'm hitting the undo button, I just don't have a matching tran ID anymore. Ah, no, it's considering it required. Sounds like when you're on the phone with someone and you start sweeping the floors and doing dishes. Any fun church things lately? I'm going to be playing piano. The music director is going to be going away on vacation in August. So I'm going to be playing 2 weekends in August, the first and second full weekends, 3 masses. So that'll be nice. It's something nice to do occasionally. Paid gig. So that certainly helps out. The only other thing is we've got, there's a pretty bad priest shortage in our area. So they changed the mass times a little bit for basically 4 different churches in our area. Our church has 2 buildings, so it's one church, but for one parish, but 2 churches. And then 2 other churches are kind of linked and doing things together with one priest. And now they've aligned the schedule so that way, like, in case any one priest has any health issues, particularly, they can actually say masses everywhere. So they tweak the times so they all line up kind of in a better fashion. My wife's grandmother goes Saturday night, and her mass changed from 4:30 to 5 o'clock. And she says, no, 5 o'clock's too late. In the winter, it's dark. I'm not going to 5 o'clock. I'll go to the 4 o'clock on Saturday at the other church. And my wife even said, Graham, it's summer. It's not dark yet until 8 o'clock. You can go to your normal church at 5 o'clock. She's like, no. She's protesting. No. They changed my mass time. I'm not going anymore. Fine. Whatever. But that's about it. Yeah, the church music is done for the summer. The choir is done. So we'll reconvene after Labor Day. Alright, so Swagger doesn't let me blank that out now. Do I have it? Where am I going? If I come back here, I have it null here. So it could just be a Swagger thing. Let me... I'd have to go through Postman and do it that way, or I could just try it and see. Or I make an overload. Let me double check first. Let me look here. Here's fine. So we're looking for C# Web API route optional parameter. So actually, how I'm in the choir and I play piano. That's a talented individual. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm a Renaissance man of sorts. Okay, what do they say here? Is this useful at all? A question mark there. Okay, so let's see then. If I come here and say that this is optional, like that. Start it. I really don't play piano much. Every so often I think about it. But it's hard. Like I play church music, and so like could I could I make a goal in one of these years to go and invest my time in getting other sheet music? Because certainly there's other songs that I'd be comfortable learning to play. That I'm like, all right, that's a good piano tune. I could learn to play that. But by the same token, really, since college, particularly, and even in college, it's like I just don't really have the desire. It's like I'll play it when I need to, but it's not a leisure thing for me. It's more of a work thing. Okay, so that's back up and running. Now Swagger. Still saying required, but it may just not be able to control that. But instance ID doesn't say it's required. That's interesting. Is that because the level it's at? Huh, that's interesting. It's not considering it required. And again, that could just be a Swagger thing. Yeah, it's not quite a for fun thing. Like, I'll do it every so often. But part of it is because I only play church music. And, like when I'm in that mood and I want that kind of inspiration, or I want to make it prayer, and I make it prayer time to play and sing, then I'll certainly do it. But otherwise, and particularly in the last few years, like since COVID, there's a lot of, there's one particularly contemporary church music that had some controversy. The music is all blacklisted kind of controversy. And so it's like, well, I could still play it privately, but do I really want to? And like and now it's like, it's mostly older music. There's not a lot of newer contemporary music until like newer people come out and newer hymnals get published with newer music that becomes popular. So that's going to take some time. All right. I think that'll work. We'll keep going and we'll test it other ways. So now we come to the front end. The back end works. It sets the data we want to. So we've got these two functions here where it does they'll use this one and the undo. So now I have to actually make the call. So I got to do a couple things here. I don't have any other posts yet, do I? I have a post. And the post is this one. Upload the file, right, in the money service, and then it's giving the promise and you're subscribing to it. Okay. So, go to the money service, right? Money service. Oh, I forgot where I put it. Services. Money API service. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's odd for me to do a weekday stream, like a Thursday stream, so I'm certainly not trying to stay up too late either. We'll give it like another 45 minutes to an hour. Right out, probably, at that point. I'm going to stream again tomorrow night. We'll do some Fortnite tomorrow night. About the same time, like a 7:30, 8 o'clock start. We'll go slightly later, but again, dogs, only one here, have to get up. Sun wakes me up too. Alright, okay, so thanks, cutie, I appreciate it.
Humans make illogical decisions.
They do indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Spock. So we need a post method in here. It's going to look like this. So this is our template. Let's copy this guy. And this one's going to be called Mark as Reconciled. We'll see if I need two of them or if I can get by with just one of them. With different parameters, excuse me. Alright, so instance ID, an account ID, excuse me, a row ID, and a matching tran ID, also a number. It's just going to return a plain old observable because there's nothing else going on. But you can't have a plain old observable. Let's see here. We're calling this angular observable with no return value. I correctly return a void observable. This is an old reference. Yeah, I need something a little newer than this. That's too old. 2020? No, not quite. Maybe this one will be good. Use of undefined. For some reason, of doesn't emit void. But again, it's more the type. Now I can kind of leave it off. Observable is from RxJS, I think. Yeah, it's an RxJS library feature. But again, what's this example have? Yeah, so it does do an observable void. Void. This looks like more. I don't know. But it's using observable void, so that's what I will try. Excuse me. Okay, so it's marking as reconciled. Those are the parameters. I'm going to do this HTTP put. And I am not putting it in body. So just put with nothing else. The URL, and it's going to be instance ID. I'm probably going to have to clean up all this instance ID stuff and where the security checking happens at, because I want it to be very clean, very consistent. And I don't think it quite is yet, because I kept changing my plan. I'm going to the back end because I want this guy. Alright, so slash API instance ID slash bank import. Actually, I guess let's just put the whole thing up in here. Right there. Yes. And so I need an account ID still. So account ID will go here. Yep. Instance ID is there. $row ID, yep. Now, I think, yeah, I just want to like leave it out completely. Let's go like this then. This is going to be a let route equal. What would my son say? He wants Chinese tomorrow for dinner. Very good. Okay, let's see what he types. Okay, so we're going to take this route here out, because it's going to be that plus route like that. I don't need a file anymore. Please let me know what to order for you. Alright, so it's going to be that row ID with that little symbol on it. And then if matching tran has a value, so in JavaScript you do, I guess that, right? I think that covers all scenarios. And we'll say route plus equals, again with this, the other symbols, and we'll attack reconciled on the end with matching tran ID. Okay. That seems fine. An argument for body was not provided. I know. So how do I do a void put? Here. Angular put void body. Doing a void observable. Put request examples here. Angular post would be good enough, but a post usually has body. And I don't want video, just show me the thing. Any. Post with air handling. If I just say post of any. Does that work? No, not quite. Angular. How about here? HTTP client. I want to see some put examples. String body, any options. Body is a Bob. What about no body? I know it's odd to have a put with no body, but I don't need one. Or do we want to do one? Next, it all would be able to be like the tran ID anyway. The other ones are more baseline key parameters. What if I go like this? So the body, the one where the body is a string, and I just make the string blank. The blob is a text string. URL is a string, then body, then options. Put the URL, the body is a string. Typo. Observable object is not assignable to type of observable void. Okay, fine. It's an object, but it's an object that's not going to be there, and I don't care what it is. Okay. That's marking it as reconciled, and it'll kind of go both ways with it. Okay. That I think is that. So then, that's in the money API service. If I come to where I was before, here. So I'm gonna do it like this, basically. I've got to subscribe, and if it's subscribed, then it's gonna do something. It's actually right above it. So we're gonna say now. So do I want to set the object stuff first, or do I want to like make the web call first, and then if it succeeds, then use the stuff? I think that's what I want to do. This dot money service dot. I probably need to put that in an interface, I bet. Money API interface. Like so, right? I guess the return value isn't the key part, it's the prototype. But is it right, or do I need the observable in it? I guess maybe I need it. Observable is there. Oop, I like that. Mark is reconciled as declared here. Oh, because it's already in mock money API service? Oh, because now it's in the interface. We go to mock money API service. And I take out Mark is reconciled, I'm guessing. Or it's in the interface and now it needs it. That's what it's complaining about. So Mark is reconciled and alert boo, because I don't care right now. Just to do something. Function whose declare type. Right. So actually I need to return some observable. But what does it know? It doesn't know what of is. Import from RxJS, it knows that. Okay. So now we're back to bank import component. Alright, so money service dot Mark is reconciled. And do I have the instance ID as a class property for now? Yes. Instance ID. Account ID too, I think, yes. Select an account ID. And then the row number. So it's the current. So I guess let's const row ID is going to equal to that dot row ID. Row ID. And then transaction dot trans ID is the matching transaction. All right, and then we are what we're subscribing. We're doing a dot subscribe. Data is just an object and I'm not even paying attention to it because I don't need it. And after the call completes is when I'm doing work. Like that. Subscription is deprecated. Observable declaration is marked deprecated. Use an observer instead of an error callback. Okay, so let's go back to the Angular documentation. Angular HTTP client put example. So it returns an observable, fine, but that'd show me the consuming of that observable. No, of course you don't. Next documentation. Put yeah, so it does this .http.put. Then it's .subscribe. But how new is this information? Like if they've changed it more recently. Yeah, so this does the .subscribe as well. I'm sure I'm vibing with the harmonica on this one. We'll let it go for the moment. Sounds like harmonica. I keep leaning forward. Let me fix this on the camera. We're gonna take this. Come on. No, not like that. Undo. Now, grab myself out a little further. In a little further. And then I can grab it. Drag me over. So if I'm leaning forward, I'm a little more like that. Alright, better. Okay. Yeah, so let's just dot subscribe. Alright, so let me just go with it for right now. Can I find name data? Oh, well that's why, because I don't have that parenthesis there. I still complain about them, and my parentheses are still off. There. And here, we need two of it like this. No, it's like this, that. This one, no, so I have too many. This one goes like there, right? That brace matches there, that parenthesis is there, that one matches the function there. Yeah, this one can actually go out one more level like that. Kind of more like that. Okay. But again, there's some like data there. Find name data. Described. This is like, yeah, this is like different. Next, null. What did I do for the post? The post I did a subscribe on. But maybe put is different. Subscribe. Yeah, return put. When is this? 2018. What about this one? This one is 2022. Put. Observable. That's all it says. No example. Example. Excuse me. It's a service. Subscribe, receive the response, template. But again, put's a little less common. Stuff. Okay, yeah, it's not really helping me either. Okay, so here's a put. Pause your put. Add some headers. That's piping it. Piping if you catch error. You have to pipe it. In what? It looks like update employees is example here. Their example. You would consume it. course not. There's a get being subscribed to. Yeah, dot subscribe. Ah, so it's a dot subscribe. Here's with an empty body. Let's try that. I just go nothing. Okay. Do I have to reset? No, there we go. Compiled successfully. Okay. So it gets the row ID. It tries to go and do the setting. If the setting is successful, well, if the setting completes, we'll have to get into it if it's successful or not. How to handle errors if it doesn't complete successfully. We'll figure that out. And then unmatching is going to be the same, really. Start it off like that. The work it's going to do in the middle is going to be this instead. Okay, and instead of transaction.id, I'm passing in. What am I passing in? How did I do this? Go back to the service. Right, because I have it just as there. It's a number. I pass in null. See how JavaScript handles that. All right. Here and this one here. Okay. Do want to find on time. So we're going to bank import again. Let's get the console up. Bills. Choose the test data. Upload. Alright. We're walking through. Is there a match? Is there a match? So that one has a match. Let's go to our same one again, just because I already have the queries for the data. So here it is. Here's our 1162. Alright. So now I'm going to say use the 611 one to match this one from the bank. Use this one. Error. It's trying to call API 1 bank import 8 row ID 4 reconciled /600. So it's trying to call the right thing, it looks like. No data found for the resource with the given identifier. Looks like the right call. If I go to the back end, I guess let's just try the same thing here. Instance 1, account ID 8, row 4, reconciled 600. Is not authorized, but it did try because it hit the breakpoint. The other one didn't even hit the breakpoint. Why am I not authorized? Effective bank import ID 4 from instance 1. Did I put things in the wrong spot? Or it does that if it's not authorized. Bank tran to instance ID. What did it get as the bank tran? It got the right one. Account ID 8. The account itself is null. Where does it get the instance ID? The instance ID is passed in, but if we come into as authorized, yeah, it's looking at that account expecting it to be not null. it says 1. But here it is. So maybe it was lazy loaded. It's here. It's got an account. And the account has an instance ID and it's 1. Is 1 equal 1. So that should return true. But if it's not true, come in here. Quick watch here. Yeah, so it says it's false. Let's actually, if I can, come back up. Step in again. Yeah, so later on it had it, but right now it's null. Null does not equal 1. That's false. So when it gets the transaction, it needs to set the instance ID, or get the account property so the instance ID is there for the security check. Get back tran. Yeah, all I'm really doing is getting that without including the account. Okay, alright. So let's stop that. We need to... Is it .include, I think, if I recall correctly? I think it's .include. It's been a while since I've done some of this. When I do it for the office, I'm doing more Java code than C# code. I've done this quite a bit years past. It's still mostly up here. Include account. And then .singular default. Let's try that. Start it up. Now what's interesting is, like, it worked before, and then it didn't work. Like, it's a better change, but why did it work almost once? And why didn't it hit the breakpoint from the front end? So we'll kind of do the same thing again. We're going to start on the back end. We'll repeat this testing. 1, 8, royalty 4, 600. Gives me a 200. Things are set. And they were set before, actually. I couldn't unset them, that was the issue. Yeah. Right, so I can't do it like that, so we'll undo it here. Update money dot bank import set action ID null where account ID is 8 and royalty is 4, and then update money dot transaction T set under trans ID null and reconcile it to 0 where tran ID is 600. Let's actually select them right using those same ways. And select star from money transaction T. That should clear things out again. Nope. That is value null into the vendor trans ID column. Okay, so it's not null then, it's blank. And clear and clear. Okay. But again, it didn't hit the breakpoint this time. But did I change things? No, I guess it didn't hit a breakpoint before. It just failed and stopped on that line. Alright, so now we go back to the front end. We go back one, forward one. We're here again. Clear things out. Console. Has been blocked by cores. Method put is not allowed. Ah, that can be an issue as well. So my cores policy is here? No. Trying to remember where the cores policy goes. Search for cores. Here's the cores policy. Getting allowed callers. Configuration, it looks like. Is that how I did it? Yeah, so there's the allowed callers value, but what are they allowed to do? I guess allow any method? What do I want to do with method specifically? But I guess the allowed origins just do any methods for right now, at least until I want to lock it down more. Let's try that. Side, okay. That's running. We go back to the front end. Cleared again. Previous, next. Oh. I thought I had fixed this. Thread concurrency is still an issue. Okay. I'll come back to that later. Previous. Let it finish. Next. Okay, so there's the network tab for that. So now I'm going to use this one. I got a 404, so it wasn't a cores error. It just couldn't find it by route. So how is the route different? PI1 bank import / account / 8 / row / 4 / reconcile / that. Oh. Did it do it, but it returned to 404? That is 404. Yeah, I guess who gave the 404? Did it work or not? And no change here. If I come here to the controller, breakpoint right there. Clear and clear. Yeah, 404, so it's like it's not even there. I have it as a put. So I guess the other thing, so I compare that to Swagger. Come here. Same thing. Instance ID 184600. It hits the breakpoint. And let me do no work. Let me just return OK, so I don't have to clean up the data. Here's what it says. Oh, interesting. So instance ID goes there in the route. Because it's at the controller level? That's interesting. I never would have thought about that. Yeah, so that's completely different. That's why I can't find it. But that's not the same as like the other ones. I'm getting, if I go back here, front end, I go previous and forward. It's doing slash instance at the end there. Which is that one? Transaction search. Transaction search controllers. Okay, so it doesn't have it at the top level like the bank import does. I was trying to do something more clever where it's always here up at the beginning of the controller. Thinking it would just stick the two together. So let's do a little research. This window. So now let's say C# Web API route class level. Oop. Hang on one second, my one son's calling me. BRB screen. Yep. Alright, I'm back. I don't like this song. Not feeling it. So let's actually do this. Let's move beyond the pretzel rocks. Let's go here to YouTube. Do I have Ocean Waves? I used to have Ocean Waves as my startup sound for a while. Is it in a different playlist? My 4-stream playlist? Yep, there it is. So let me pause this and start that. Hopefully that's not too loud. Let's check the audio mixer. Maybe a little too loud. We'll go like that. A nice background. Okay. So, yes, can I do routing at the class level? Route attributes on class. Ooh, excuse me. If I spell it correctly. Now, is this .NET Core? Looks like it's .NET Core. Yeah, route on a method, on a method, on a method. Oh, is it route prefix? Okay. It didn't used to be, or rather it used to be route prefix a long time ago, I thought. I didn't think it still was. So let's try that. If we instead say route prefix. It doesn't seem to be recognized. This new or old? 2022 Web API 2. Yeah, that's old. I need .NET Core. So what if it's, I say, .NET Core API route prefix. Let's see what it says. Okay, yeah, so it has route prefix here. Now, is this again .NET or .NET Core? This again, I think, is old. .NET Core 2 prefix routing. Controllers. How to use an area in .NET Core. You can also use attribute routing like this. But in .NET Core 2, we can use the route attribute for the same purpose. But someone else solved it using MVC areas. But yes, it's just, I don't want it to do that because Swagger thinks it's optional. Like, I want it here, but it's not optional. It should be part of the route. And it should occur exactly where you need it to. Where's Swagger? Oh, I stopped it. That's why it's not up anymore. Right? Alright, so what does areas say? An area organize the related functionality into a group as a separate namespace for routing and a folder structure for views and Razor pages, but it's not MVC. There's not views and there's not Razor pages. What does the tilde mean? Do I need to be using the tilde? Or it looks like the tilde resets it. So this is again talking MVC, so it's not quite the same. Convention options, This is 7 years old. This might be too old. Yeah, it's too old. .NET Core 6 route prefix. Use route. Just use the route attribute. .NET Core 6 route tilde. It's a hard thing to search for. Excuse me. Yeah, attribute routing. Route employee. Route templates that are specified to action or begin with slash or tilde slash don't get combined with the route templates specified at the controller level. My routes do start with slash. That's why. So it's account. Build. And now instance ID says it's required. Okay. That's why. I'm sure it'll be fine now, but I guess let's do it. 184,600. We'll run it. It comes in here. Instance ID is 1. We skip over to not do anything. And it has the route I want. Very good. Okay. So now we come back to the front end. Here? No. Here. Yes. Alright. We go back. Go forward. We use this one. It comes in. It found it. It has a 1, an 8, a 4, and it has a 600. It's going to come in and set the matching tran ID, which we already know works. And it moved on. We go back. It says undo. We look at the database. Database has it in there to tran ID 600. So now let's try undo. It's clear, clear, undo. Okay, so undo gives an error. And yeah, because it did what it was supposed to do. Don't pass in the matching tran ID, but it doesn't know that it's not there because the little question mark I'm doing to treat it as required clearly isn't the right way. Alright, it's 9:56. I think this is a good place to stop for tonight. I kind of know where I am. Shouldn't be too bad to get it beyond this. Then I gotta write some test code. I'll probably do that Saturday morning maybe, depending upon how early I head out to the horse show. But this is good. This is pretty close. And really, once I get this working, then I'll do kind of like a bigger scale test to make sure that it's going to work. And then I just got to add the login in front of it. Not too trivial, but not too hard either. And then I think I might be ready to go to replace this feature on the old website with this one. So this is good. This is pretty much where I wanted to get it to. A couple of different things not working that I wasn't expecting, but not a big deal at all. Alright, so let me go back to full screen. Click. And I believe I saw someone come on. I come over here and refresh. And yes, okay. So we're going to go visit Church Girl. Church usually does just chatting streams, or does them occasionally. She also does Fortnite more recently as well. But just kind of nice, cozy person hanging out, doing chill sort of hangs. So let me get the raid started here. Actually, first, let me pull the stream up muted. Open a new tab, and we'll mute the tab. Okay. Ready to go there. We come back and we start the raid. All right, so thank you everyone for being with me tonight. Thank you for hanging out, Cutie, Sarah, Hazel. I appreciate having you all in here, and we'll do more of this. I know, Cutie, you said it was interesting. We'll definitely do some more coding as I have time to stream. That's always the obstacle, is me actually having the time to stream in the first place. But I think we'll do a little more of this and a little more game in balance with the gaming, just to make sure it gets done. Yeah, it's a good opportunity, good motivation. So I thank you all. Appreciate everyone for being here, and I hope everyone has a good night. And we'll see you soon. Stick around for the raid if you can. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for raiding. How are you? How was your stream? Hi, Law. Hi, Michael. How was coding? Did it go well? Did you solve all of life's problems? Were you able to develop an AI that isn't going to kill us all and burn the world down into pieces? All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating, so want the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Please stand up. I do hope so. It does keep me awake at night sometimes. Just piling up dirty laundry here. I'm thinking about doing a sleepover tonight. Does anybody have Amazon Prime? If you connect your Amazon Prime to your account, then we can all have a watch party tonight. Maybe we can snuggle up in bed and watch a movie and pass out. Does that sound bueno?
Has this happened to you? You get roped in with phone offers that bind you to a 3-year device contract. Break free with T-Mobile, introducing Go 5G Plus, the first plan that always gives new and existing customers